Welcome back to episode 2 of StruckByBelz Cooldown. How are you doing today?
I am doing good. I'm doing good. This is the second episode of StruckByBelz Cooldown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it still feels like a new thing we're doing,
Yeah.
But yeah, this is episode 2. Episode 1, I feel like we did pretty well. I went back and listened to it and watched us and everything. A few improvements I noticed that I believe my mic audio was a little low at the time. So
Yeah. I think it's because your mic it was further away from you than I had my mic.
Sure. And because I'm naturally the louder one out of us two.
Yeah.
But since this is more of a podcast form, because in anime reactions, I usually I'm loud sometimes. So usually I lower the gain on my mic. But for podcast, I'm not really yelling or anything. So my voice is kind of steady the whole way through. So
Yeah.
you could definitely pick up that I was a little lower than you. And obviously I learned a few audio tricks in
You
the
have
meantime. So
lately.
I'm not sure if anybody that watches our videos now are picking up on like the difference in quality in our audio,
Mm-hmm.
because I figured out in the editing software there's like these audio editing tools that you can use to enhance your audio. So I was watching videos and learning that. So yeah, our audio sounds a lot better. I'll implement those audio skills into this podcast, and hopefully people can notice that as well for this podcast. But yeah, I'm happy that I finally figured out how to do that, because for the
Mm-hmm.
longest, like, we had like this weird background noise. Yeah, exactly. We had this weird background noise in our videos,
Yeah.
and I just couldn't get it, figure it out. But I
Mm-hmm.
finally figured it out. I raised the gain on my audio. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Pretty cool to do. But besides that, we did some fun things last weekend. We ended the podcast last week talking about what we were going to do last weekend. And
Yeah.
we ended up going to Halloween Horror Nights, where we met some pretty cool people.
So yeah, this weekend we met Yaboyroshi and Shira, and they were super cool. It's always kind of weird meeting someone for the first time, because especially you've always spoken to Yaboyroshi, through Twitter,
Sure.
through social media, and then meeting someone face to face, it's like sometimes an awkwardness. But with them, it was pretty cool. Like, there wasn't that much awkwardness. But I think they're cool on and off camera, they're pretty much like the same people,
Hmm.
even off camera. So how was your interactions with them?
Yeah, no, they were pretty cool. They're pretty
Yeah.
awesome. Funny thing, because we spoke about it, because before the hurricane, obviously we had a hurricane that came through Florida, and we all live in Florida,
Yeah.
and we were talking about it. Because I remember was it last year? Before last year, we spoke. We found out that we were both in Florida. We're like, yo, like, we're in Florida. There's a lot of parks out here. Like, we should do some things together every
Mm-hmm.
now and then, or collab, whatever. And I was like, yeah, sure, like, no doubt, we'll get to it, whenever. But
And life
we all got
happens.
kids and all
Yeah.
that stuff, we're getting our home, and a lot of different things happen. But this time around, we were actually finally going to a park as a group, because my cousin was coming in town,
Mm-hmm.
and we are like, man, I was like, damn, let me hit up your boy Roshi, because we talked about it. Let's see, like, if he's down to like go to Halloween Horror Nights. And I hit him up. That was before the hurricane. I hit him up, and then we were scheduling. He's like, yeah, like, let me know the dates. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to it. And then all of a sudden, literally, after we spoke about that, oh, hurricane's coming to literally where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to get prepared for the hurricane and everything. So, like, we weren't even talking about no going out. We were just trying to make sure everything was good. The
Yeah.
house was good. And yeah, and then the week of, I hit him back. We were talking, and then we was like, talking about like how, how's everybody doing with the hurricane? Is everybody good? And his family and him, they were safe and everything, and obviously we were safe. And then we were like, yo, we're still gonna go to the Halloween Horror Nights, and if you guys want to come through, come through. He was like, he was pretty cool about it. He's like, yeah, sure. And it was super last minute too.
Yeah.
And then he basically said, yeah, he's gonna let me know, whatever. And he hit me up the night before. I think it was on Friday night. He hit me up. He was like, they're gonna get the tickets and everything and all that, and they got the tickets. So, and then we ended up going to on Saturday, and then we met them.
Yeah.
And what's funny about that is my cousin, my cousin came through, and then she had a little interesting thing that she gave me, right? Which was the
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
she
we're going to talk about
yeah,
that.
yeah, we're gonna talk about it. I'm down to talk about anything.
Okay, I didn't know we are getting into this
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah, we're gonna talk about anything. But no,
Okay.
so she came through, and then she had like this thing that I guess you would call it an edible. Obviously, if people are
Yeah.
hip, they know what an edible is.
Yeah.
California people, Colorado people, whatever.
I think everyone
Everybody
kind of knows
knows. Everybody
that.
that's hip
Yeah.
knows. But so yeah, so I tried the edible and everything,
Mm.
and boy, oh boy, your boy was like gone. Like what's interesting about that is
Yeah.
I've smoked before. I've smoked marijuana and stuff before. But and I've done edibles before too in the past, but I haven't done it in a very, very long time. So it's
Hmm.
been a very, very long time since I've tried that kind of thing. And because I was in the military and all that stuff, and obviously when we moved down here again, it was just not a part of me,
Yeah.
part of my life anymore, part of our lives anymore.
Hmm.
And my cousin came through, and then she gave me one of those. And that this I think this a similar thing happened to me when I was in Amsterdam, but in a completely different level.
I
um
remember
I
that.
think we've told that story before on Twitch or whatever.
Probably on Twitch.
When
I'm
I
pretty
was
sure on Twitch.
Yeah,
It
on
was
Twitch
Twitch.
when I was in Amsterdam. You and I, everybody knows what Amsterdam's known for. They're known for legalize, marijuana and stuff like that. And I ended up, smoking a rolled up joint in Amsterdam, and I was tripping because, like, at the time, I was still serving, but I was on leave, whatever. So we
Mm-hmm.
tried it out, and then basically, I feel like when you haven't done it in so long, and you're so like your system is so clean, like as soon as you do something like that, like
Like it's a slap in the
it
face.
hits you so hard. But like I'm not gonna lie, that shit in Amsterdam, that it was not regular.
I
Like
yeah, I
that
think
thing was different.
I think you had a worse trip in Amsterdam
Yeah. Oh, and
because
then this time around for
yeah, this
sure.
time around I feel like
And
you
but
you kind of tripped out a little bit, but like you were able to gather yourself
yeah,
and calm yourself down.
yeah. But the one in Amsterdam, that was just smoking. This time around, we just ate an edible, right? And but yeah, the one in Amsterdam, I was tripping out super, super hard. Like I was
Yeah.
like, I needed towels.
I had
I was in
to
the shower,
yeah,
like cold
cold
shower. Like it was
shower.
like I was like, yo, like, like it's over. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you
It's
thought
over.
you're
It's
pretty
over.
much
It's over
dead.
for me because like I'm done. But and I was super fit at the time too. So like my body was like super fit. Everything was good about me. But
Hmm.
yeah, that shit hit me super hard. But no, this time around, I ate the edible when we were at Halloween Horror Nights, and it didn't. The weird thing about that the edibles period, like it doesn't hit you right away. It
Yeah.
takes a while. So we
It takes
got
time to digest,
we got
really.
into the park. We were chilling. We went in there. We went to this restaurant. We were about to eat, have some drinks. This like little Mexican spot. Eating, have some drinks, and then
Wait,
all of a sudden,
you were really confident coming
nah,
into
I was
it.
so. And then you know what's crazy?
You
I
were
could have
so
been
confident.
even more gone because when I was eating it,
We
because
stopped
we
you.
were so hungry because we
Yeah.
hadn't ate yet. We were so hungry. I was about to eat the whole thing, and my cousin was like, "Yo, relax," because I took like 2 bites, and my cousin was like,
Yeah,
"Yo,
that would that
that's
we
like a little
wouldn't have
too
made it
much,
to Halloween Horror Nights.
man." And then because I was so hungry that it tastes good, I'm like, "Yeah, this ain't
Yeah.
nothing, whatever." Man, that was the wrong decision. So, and we got to the restaurant, we're
Hmm.
chilling, having some drinks, ordering our food, and all of a sudden, I feel like the table, at like there was four of us at the table. Every single person, it kind of hit us all at once, like
Yeah.
one, two, three, four. Because all
Hmm.
of a sudden, you started seeing like everybody's eyes got super low, and we are like, "Yo, hold up,
Yeah.
something's different." The thing about marijuana too, compared to like when I drink alcohol, sometimes, is that it basically it slows me down,
Hmm.
like, and that's where my trip kind of comes in. I'm like, damn, like I don't want to, it feels like I don't want to sound stupid, but like I have, like, that's when I always
You're
realize,
paranoid.
no, it's not that I'm paranoid. It's that like well, I guess you could say I'm
Yeah.
paranoid about
You're
the way I'm
more
speaking,
yeah.
but it's like I don't want to,
Sound dumb.
I don't want to sound dumb because like I feel like I'm talking super, super
Mm,
slow.
yeah.
Like just right now, like I felt
Yeah.
like I'm talking super, super slow, but in reality, I'm just talking regular. But
Hmm.
in my head, I'm like, yo, why am I talking
Yeah,
so
I
slow?
totally get you.
So, it was interesting at that dinner and everything. And then we ended up having dinner, and you want to talk about the story about the video and all that.
What
The
video?
video that you guys took of me.
Oh, yeah, but like that was kind of it was just like a funny thing because you started to trip out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then it was funny because like there's this face that you make that I know that you're just like gone. And I'm just like, oh man, we're not gonna make it to Halloween Horror Nights
Right.
because Steph is not here right now,
Yeah,
basically.
I was thinking about packing up and just going. Because I was like, yo, you know what, man? I'm just gonna pack up and go. We're gonna do this another time
Yeah.
because I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
But you know,
I think after you used the restroom,
yeah,
you felt a little bit better.
right.
But I think us laughing made it worse.
That's the other thing. You guys kept on laughing, and like the thing is,
It was so funny.
initially we all started laughing because Cassie's boyfriend, she like his eyes got super super
Mm.
low, and we were laughing at him like because he looked like he was squinting, and when we were all laughing, like we were laughing a little too much, and I feel like the blood got into my head, and
Yeah.
that's when like I really started being like, yo, like I'm like gone, like something is weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then and that's when I kept asking him like, oh, so are you okay? And I kept asking you, are you okay? But like
Yeah.
I was really asking myself, am I okay?
Yeah,
You
I
know?
think you said I'm not doing good.
And then you told me, are you, and you asked me,
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
okay? And I was like, no, I'm not doing good.
Yeah.
And I took a deep breath.
Yeah.
That was
Kind of like looked up to space and you're like, man,
right, right.
I'm gone.
Correct. But
But I
you
feel like
know,
that's what edibles like they do to you because I remember I did it in high school and I remember it was before my math class. And man, it hit me hard. Like I ate half of a brownie, like literally half of it. Like my friend and
damn.
we split it in high school. Like who does that? Like now thinking back, like I'm more mature. I'm a mom. I'm older. I'm like I would never do that again. But yeah, I remember sitting down in class, and the girl next to me, her name was also Melanie. She sat right behind me, and I turned around and I'm like, "Hey, Mel, like, am I talking too much?" She's like, "You're not talking at all," and I'm like,
Oh,
and I knew like right then and there, I'm like, "Oh shit,
yeah.
like what's going on?" And so like my eyes were really low, and I'm surprised that my math teacher, like, he didn't even
Yeah.
realize anything.
Yeah.
And so I went up to my math teacher and I'm like, I'm not feeling good. Can I please get a pass to the office? Because back then you can just go see the nurse and stuff.
Mhm.
And instead of seeing the nurse, I actually went into the parking lot, the student parking lot, and I went into my car and I knocked out. And my best friend at the time, like he had came to the window and he was like knocking, like, Mel, like, dude, it's 100 degrees out. Like, you need to put down your windows. And I'm like, I'm so gone. And I remember him, he went into, it was like lunchtime, and he like brought me back like a slice of cake. And he's like, you need to eat. Like, you need something in your system and you need to keep the windows low because you're going to die in here. And I was there for like maybe like I don't know how long I was in my car. I was just laying there like so gone. And I had what is that called? Like when you leave school early because you need to go to work, like you work.
I forgot.
But you know what I'm talking
I know
about?
what you mean.
So I only had like 2 classes, and then I would like go home or go to work.
Mhm.
And I remember like testing to see if I can drive. I was like trying to see like my reflexes basically. So I'm like, man, can I press the gas? Can I press the brake? And I'm like, I think I'm good. And so I had went home, and my mom was home, and my mom was like, oh, you left school early or whatever. And I'm like, oh, we had early release or something like that. Because I think I went home before the time it was like to go to work. Like I think you're supposed to leave at like 12, and I ended up getting home at 11. And I was like, what are you doing home so early? I'm like, oh, we had early release. And she's like, okay. And I knocked out like in my room. I'm like, never, ever again. Like I feel like every time I ate an edible, I'd had terrible like trips. So this time around, I was like, wow, like
It wasn't too bad.
I'm chilling. Like this is
You
great.
took a little small piece, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but and I did something
Yeah.
else, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was still fine.
Yeah,
you know?
right. But yeah, but that's the thing, because as soon as we got to the park, as soon as we got up from the chairs, you know, I went to the bathroom and I let some of it out of my system. We went into the parks, and and I feel like I started getting better because it didn't really last long. It lasted like an hour, and then I wasn't fully 100%, but I was back to like being myself,
Yeah. You had to
because
apologize to
apologize.
Yaboyroshi.
Well, not
And then you're
really.
like, I'm sorry, I was just a little under the influence.
But yeah, when we got to get services, because we had to wait for, the anxiety pass,
Mm-hmm.
for, Cassie's boyfriend and everything. And your boy Roshi was there too because he needed to get his tickets sorted out or whatever. And then that's when we met. And then I realized that, I was kind of like, it was tough because, like I said, I felt like I was speaking slow and everything. So you kind of spoke for like like the first time, like you spoke for the majority of the time, like you were talking to everyone. And that's the thing about you too. Like when you get on like that kind of thing, I noticed that you just go, you just talk, 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 and then I just let you go. But
I'm like at 100 miles per hour.
yeah, yeah, but but the initial impressions, everybody was nice, everybody was cool.
Yeah, super
But
nice.
yeah, but there was like a moment there, I believe it was kind of weird because,
Why?
like that moment where I think Yaboyroshi, to me, when I heard it, because I still think of it like right now, like I think Yaboyroshi said, or I guess I should say, I don't want to give out his government, but it's just his first name,
Yeah, but I don't know
but
if people know that.
I don't
So
know if people know that, so I'm
yeah.
not gonna say it. But so your boy Roshi, he basically, because my name was Stefan and Cassie's boyfriend name is Stefan,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought I heard him say, "Oh wow, there's a lot of Stefans here, Stefan, and Stephanie." So I thought he was calling Cassie Stephanie, but I was trying to tell him, "Oh no, that I was trying to make it to tell him, oh no, that
Yeah.
her name's not Stephanie, her name's Cassie."
Yeah.
But I guess I came on him a little too strong, so everybody kind of paused there first and like, whoa, like what's going on? Like that weird awkward
Oh,
moment that
I
happened.
didn't really hear the conversation. I had to ask, like, I
Yeah,
don't know
it
what the
was
hell
a weird
happened.
awkward one because I guess he didn't understand what I was saying because it
Yeah.
was so loud too and everything. So I was telling him no because he thought he was called. I was offended because he was
Yeah.
calling me Stephanie, but I was
Oh,
like not, because to me I was like no, no, no. I was just trying to correct you that her name's not Stephanie, her name is Cassie.
oh,
But whatever, that was just that weird moment right there. And then we all went to the park. And then, that's when, we all started clicking a little bit. We all talked about different
yeah.
things, talked about like, what we do and everything. And Yaboyroshi, he has a lot of things there, like kind of, he has his stuff like really on a different level because
Yeah.
like he was telling us about different things, how he has like, I don't want to put his business
Yeah,
out
of
there or
course
anything,
not.
but like, he has different things that he got going on. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And we
But
have a lot of things in common too. Just
yeah.
like not what we do, but we are all parents. Like
Hmm.
we all have kids. So I feel like we can what's the word? Like we can
Get along,
not get along, but we just have a lot of things in
relate
common.
in
We can,
common.
yeah, we have a lot of things that we can relate on, and that's having kids, being a
Hmm.
mom, being a dad,
For sure.
working in this industry that we do, and being like, 'cause I feel like a lot of people like new to YouTube, they're much younger. They're maybe like teenagers, so it's cool to have people who are around the same age that do this type of thing.
Hmm. No, no, I'm
Yeah, no,
listening.
I'm just saying it's cool to actually like have other people who are in the same age group as us, because sometimes I can feel like we don't like we don't really have friends that do what we do,
Hmm.
And if they do other things and they work a 9 to 5 job, so it's
Hmm.
cool to just have someone or people who do the same thing. They're in the same like age bracket as us, and they have kids, and like there's just so much in common with them.
For sure. And like, I think that's the thing because I would like to hang with them like, more in the future because
Yeah,
we do have those similarities where we have two boys and they have two girls.
yeah,
And those are things
almost the same
yeah,
age.
those are the things we were talking about. We get along and we can basically do different things together with the kids,
Hmm.
right? Like we did with my brother this past weekend, or currently. This is
Yeah.
the current weekend. He's here still. But yeah, but we were at the park and then obviously it was Halloween Horror Nights, so we're going to haunted houses and everything. And we did a few houses together. We met up and everything. It was kind of a weird meetup because the thing is, your boy Roshi had like the fast pass, so we basically had the anxiety pass. So there was two different passes,
Hmm.
so we couldn't go to each haunted house together per se, but we found a way to like make it to like multiple
To
houses
meet up
together.
and stuff like that.
Sure, exactly. And then obviously we took that picture at the end and everything.
Mhm.
So overall, I feel like it was a pretty successful night. We like,
Mhm.
we got to know each other, and like
It was a fun night.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It was a fun night.
Mhm.
We all got to know each other. And Yaboyroshi brought two friends, which we met, where his name was Day,
Mhm.
and he had his girlfriend that was named Julie. And they're both also I guess in the content creation world, and he's starting out. So it was good to meet him too. And he was also in the military. He was prior service just like I
Yeah,
was.
Army.
He was army just like I was and
Yeah.
everything, and then he left after a few years or whatever. But yeah, it was good to, we got along and everything. We
Mhm.
talked about certain things like that. But I'm not. It was just overall cool people, very down to earth, very cool people, and I feel like we all got along. I feel like
Mhm.
we all got along. We all kind of clicked. The one person we didn't meet that's from the Yaboyroshi trio
Oh,
is like
yeah.
Lupasan, but he
Yeah.
couldn't come at the time.
Yeah.
But overall, it was good to meet him, and I'm pretty sure we'll have many, many more,
Interactions. Not
interactions.
interactions. We'll probably meet up and
Yeah,
hang
many
out.
more fun times. Hopefully, without none of that substance at that point. But because it was cool. It was cool to do that again. But like, I don't know. I feel like I'm at a point now. Maybe when it becomes legal in Florida, sure,
Yeah.
you do what you do. People do alcohol, whatever. But you know,
Well, people
yeah,
drink
yeah,
alcohol.
drink alcohol and
Mhm.
everything. But even alcohol per se, we don't drink as I feel like we're more social. We just do things socially. We don't buy
Yeah.
alcohol. We don't
Yeah.
buy,
No. No. No.
tobacco. We don't do any of that stuff. We just do it socially. And we did that.
We hang out with friends, which
Correct.
happens 3 times a year.
A little bit here
A
and
little
there.
bit more than
A little bit
that,
more
but
than
you know
that.
what I mean.
But yeah, but overall it was a good experience
Yeah.
for us. But yeah, let's pivot here a bit. So, last episode I feel like we didn't do it as much because this is something I want to include more in the podcast, is
Mhm.
talk about our what animes that we like in the week. Like what's our episode of the week, anime of the week,
Yeah.
right? So this is like a segment where we're gonna talk about basically the animes that we've watched. So
Mhm.
we've watched Bleach, we've watched Chainsaw Man, we've watched My Hero Academia, we've watched Spy Family, Blue Lock,
Yeah.
and we'll just go ahead and talk about.
I think whatever, because we don't want to talk about an episode that was like meh. You know what I'm saying? I think for me personally, right now, I would say that Chainsaw Man is like, I love Bleach, don't get me wrong.
Mm,
Like Bleach fans, don't come after me, okay?
mm,
Because I love Bleach, all right?
right,
But Chainsaw Man this week was a really cool episode. Just
right.
learning more about the main character, Denji. Like I love him as a character. Like he is just so funny, and like he just reminds me of like a horny teenage boy, like the things that he says.
Mhm.
And he's like really growing on me. I really like him.
Yeah, Denji's pretty awesome. I have to say too, I think the episode this week between Chainsaw Man and Bleach, I would have to say Chainsaw Man episode 2 was, to me, my favorite episode of this week,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like I fell in love with the characters this week. Like I
Mm-hmm.
fell in love with watching Denji, fell in love with, like, Power, Aki,
Yes, the
and
trio.
the trio, right? And like it's just, I feel like Chainsaw Man characters per se is gonna really make me enjoy this anime. Like there's an anime that we recently just watched, which was Food Wars,
Oh
and
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are kind of, specifically towards the later seasons of Food Wars. The first season we had a few viewers, but then I saw comments, people saying, "Oh, why are you watching this? Just food, da 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 da, whatever." But
It's not
like,
just food.
I feel like those people are kind of ignorant to the characters themselves. Like
Mm,
if they really watched Food Wars, they would understand like they really have some great characters in Food
yeah.
Wars. Like, and that's what we fell in love with Food Wars. Like those
Mm,
characters were like amazing. And I feel like Chainsaw Man has that. Like it has very, very great characters.
yeah.
Like Denji being like the horny teenager, and really he's like, he's just really starting off his life,
Yeah.
and where he's basically
He's going through what is it called? Like when
puberty or something.
puberty. Yeah, it feels like he's going through puberty. Like he hasn't kissed a girl.
Right.
Like all he wants to do is, touch girls' boobs.
Right.
So like I feel like that's like when you go through puberty, right? Like guys, boys.
No, I don't think we really think about it
Like,
that deep. But yeah,
boobs.
sure. You want to have your partner, right? You want to have
Yeah.
a partner to
Not
to
a partner
do.
for life
No, but
at
not a
that
partner, but
age.
like a, I guess you would, because to each their own, but like that's why I don't want to emphasize on just girl. You know, anyone that have like, you know, puberty when they have their sexual, you know, sexual things coming up, like they
Mm-hmm.
want to experience, they
Ex-
want to explore
and
their sex,
experiment.
yeah, their
Yeah.
sexuality, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that's where Denji's at right now, and obviously his life has been kind of messed up. He's had a very effed up life, and his goal now is to basically just get a girl. He
So
wants a
simple.
girl.
Yeah.
He wants to get to that next phase, whatever, and that's just for him. And obviously, when he gets to that next phase, his perspective will change. Maybe he'll have new goals and
Mm.
different things he wants to achieve instead of just wanting a girl, whatever. But yeah, and then you have like Power, which she's like the fiend in the group, where she's like a devil that took over a person's body,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, she's kind of pretty, you know, wild. She's out there. The first entrance that we saw of her, she's like power, whatever.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool to see. And then Aki's more like the serious type.
Yeah,
He's
he's
more
more
the one that,
serious.
his family got messed up by devils, so he
Mm-hmm.
has like a vendetta against devils,
Yeah.
and he takes his job very seriously. So yeah, it's gonna be fun to see this, like the trio kind of
Mm-hmm.
click and see what they do and everything. But overall, I think the episode was fire. The wolf
Yeah.
thing with Denji was
Oh
just
my gosh. That, like, we had to replay that because it was just so funny how he's going with the flow, really.
mhm,
I think, I'm trying to think, like, you know, I don't know if you were like this, but I think like maybe boys, to make a girl happy or maybe to get that girl, they'll
mm,
do what the girl wants them to do.
become a munch.
I saw that comment.
That's not what we do. But
I
yeah,
no, I saw that comment on Patreon.
some some
That
some
was
some
so
people
funny.
some people would do that.
No, but I'm
Sure.
saying there's some people, boys and girls, like when you're young and naive, you want to sometimes please that person that you
hmm
want. And so if that person's like, all right, like what's her name?
Makima.
Yeah, Makima, she's like, you're either going to say yes or woof. And he's like, all right, if, you know, I can at least touch your boobs at the end of the day, you know? So I think that's why he's kind of just like, woof. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
That was
You know what I
like
mean?
I was looking at that. I'm like, wow, they really got an anime character here becoming
It
I
was
guess
hilarious.
the term would be like a simp or like
Yeah,
a
like
munch.
yeah.
But it's like you know, I get it. I guess when I was really young,
Yeah.
I guess there was that kind of aspect.
That
Yeah,
mentality.
but I feel like, you know, you grow up from that. But I guess, you know, some people it takes longer, and obviously people always have crushes. Like people, you know, simping over Nicki Minaj or whatever, or
Mm-hmm.
this girl named
But
Ice
that's the
Spice right
stage that
now.
he's going through, you
Sure,
know?
sure. Like where he, you know, they just wanna people make jokes that like they wanna be like the little fly on the wall or like the person,
Yeah.
you know. So, you know, it is what it is. But nah, I really like Chainsaw Man. I like that
You're
aspect.
liking also, I guess we could say we're also liking Blue Lock. Blue
Blue
Lock
Lock,
is another great new anime that we're
that's
watching.
another surprise. I feel like Blue Lock, because I feel like Chainsaw Man wasn't as much of a surprise. People were hyping it up.
Yeah.
It was super
From the
hype.
trailers.
Right. People was like super hyping that up. So everybody knew that, okay, this has to be good, right?
Yeah.
This is gonna Mappa's animating it, it's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
But Blue Lock really kind of came out of nowhere. I feel like it came out of nowhere. It was a sports anime every season or
Yep.
whatever. But Blue Lock was the one where people were like, I feel like I'm really enjoying it. The
Mm-hmm.
art is awesome. There's some good animation in there. But people are saying there's also some good story because people watched the first episode and went to the manga and they're like, yo, I just read the whole manga and it's actually really good. So I'm really excited to see more of Blue Lock. I think Blue Lock is going to do really well on the channel. And I feel like it's going to be a popular anime in the future because,
Yeah.
you know, I feel like the most popular sport anime we've seen so far
Haikyuu.
was Haikyuu.
Oh my God.
And
So my favorite.
I feel like Blue Lock will probably be, I don't think it'll be on that tier, but it'll be on the tier of sports anime that we enjoy.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Bleach. I do want to give Bleach some credit
Yeah.
here. So far, if I had to pick an anime that would win this season out of the two episodes, I don't know. I would have to say Bleach. I don't know if it's because, you know, we've just binged so much of Bleach and I have so much of an attachment to Bleach right
Yep.
now, but they came out with these first two episodes and the animation and art just looks, I don't think anything else looks better. I don't think any anime that's even with Chainsaw Man, I don't think any anime looks better than Bleach right now. Bleach looks the best to
Yeah.
me. Bleach looks the best, and I feel like the story is probably the best as well.
I would have to agree
because
with that.
there's a lot at stakes. these Quincy's are coming in here. They're messing stuff up. You know, you
They
have
captured Haribel.
they captured one of the, pretty strong characters of
Wrong,
Bleach, and
yeah.
they just fatherize her like she was nothing. Like this new king of the Quincy's came in
Yeah.
here looking crazy, cutting people. And let's talk about the censor. There is no censorship in Bleach anymore.
Oh, yeah.
There's blood everywhere. Like even little
heads getting cut off.
even cannon fodder characters just being on the side, getting cut up blood. Like it's getting gruesome out there. So,
and there's a lot of like questions, not a lot of questions, but like, there's a lot of with the Quincy's, we thought that Uryu, yeah, and his dad were like the last of the Quincy's, and we're assuming that this king of the Quincy's has something to do with because now there's a bunch of Quincy's, so we're like, where did they come from? But we also know that the king of the Quincy's, he was somehow like he was sealed away for like X amount, 500, was it 500 years?
900 years.
900 years.
Yeah, it was 900 year plus. They said that at the beginning of the first episode, something about like being sealed away for 900 years or something like that. But no, it's interesting. The Quincy's are, they're in Huerco Mundo right now, or they're trying to get these Oran cars, and they're transforming these Oran cars into Quincy's. And like the Quincy King is actually, he doesn't really care about these Oran cars. He's just using them as for a bidding, and then he's just killing them off.
We're killing them off just with his finger.
Exactly. And he has these soldiers, I guess these captains, that are called Sternritters. And people in the comments were saying Sternritters means starlight. I guess like it means like
German,
a star night. It means it's like German for star night.
They said that the Quincy's were very heavily influenced by German.
Yeah, like German culture. Yeah, correct. But I'm interested to see what these Sternritters can do, because one of them that we saw last episode basically took out Haribel's all three of her fracciones.
Oh,
with
nothing.
Yeah. Like it was nothing. So I'm like, it took Captain Yamamoto last time to take him out.
Yeah.
And this guy came and just did away with them like they were nothing. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything plays out moving forward. But Bleach is looking like it's in a really good spot.
I agree with you. With all the animes that we're watching right now, Bleach would have to have the best story. I think I'm most invested in the story of Bleach than the other, like Chainsawman is great,
right? But we just don't know the overall story. We haven't dived into that.
And I think it's just because we've watched hundreds of episodes of Bleach the past couple months,
correct?
And so I think naturally we just gravitate towards Bleach more than the other newer animes.
But it could change. It could change, midway through the season, and we see what the Chainsaw Man story is really about. And the story aspect could definitely change with the two of them. But so far, I would give Bleach is better animated. The art I feel like looks better. The story's better as well so far. Yeah. But the characters in Chainsaw Man, I feel like I gravitate. I'm not actually. You know what? I love the Bleach characters as well. I love them, but
then
there's something about the Chainsaw Man characters, man. Like I
agree with you.
I just love those characters. I don't know what it is, but I know what it is, but I don't. It's just.
I think it's I don't know. I think they're just so.
They have more personality.
There's more personality.
Right.
Like the main character is just. Like, I love when a show or anime can just make me laugh. Like, and Denji does that. Like, I just find myself, like, laughing at the things that he says.
Right.
And, of course, like, I think Bleach is more of a more serious anime compared to Chainsaw Man. Maybe not the overall story, because we don't know the story of Chainsaw Man. But the characters, at least, like, bring in, like, this sense of, like, humor that Bleach doesn't.
Correct. I think that's where you hit on. I think that's what you're hitting on for sure. But yeah, that was like our anime picks of the week. Yes. Our little anime segment.
Bleach numero uno.
For
this week?
For this week, no. I think I'll give that episode to Chainsaw Man. Episode for Chainsaw Man for sure.
No, I'm saying like overall story though. Because we did like I guess
episode of the week.
Okay, Chainsaw Man
would be the episode of the week. Yeah. But overall, anime wise, Bleach obviously takes it. But this is the episode of the week. We'll go to Chainsaw Man. So yeah, next segment I want to talk about is what we're doing this weekend.
Yeah.
And
your brother's in town with his family.
My
twin brother.
Correct. My
Yeah.
twin brother's in town. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys know this, but I am a twin.
Yeah.
Hopefully we could bring my brother on the podcast, or like maybe another reaction before he leaves. Maybe tomorrow we'll have a My Hero Academia reaction.
Maybe.
Maybe
I
he'll
don't
just,
think he would want to do that.
I don't
Maybe
know,
he just
but
would want to talk to you. Like
yeah, but
maybe like
I'll ask him because that would be fun to like just be in a video with him. I think that would be
yeah.
fun, so people could be like, "Yo, there's two of them. What the heck?"
Yeah.
I think that would be
There's
pretty
a
cool.
copy paste.
Right, right. But no, we're doing some fun things. I met my niece for the first
First
time.
time. Yeah. So we've met Sanaya before.
Hmm.
And so we haven't, last time you saw your brother, his wife was pregnant with
His baby
this your
now.
second niece,
Yeah,
basically. And we haven't met her until the other day. How does
correct.
it feel to be an uncle of two now?
Well, actually, yeah, because my other brother has a daughter as well, and I haven't met her yet.
Yeah,
That's
you're right
another one that
about
I haven't
that.
met yet.
Yeah, we have
But
to see her.
definitely have to see her. But my brother, he actually lives in Texas, so he came down to, spend time with us and see the family and
Hmm.
everything. And him and his wife came down, and they brought her daughter Sanaya, and
Hmm.
as well as Kaya, which is my brother's first daughter.
Hmm.
But obviously, Sanaya is also his daughter because she calls him dad and everything. But his biological daughter being Kaya, being my biological niece, right? So that's the first time I've ever met her, and I was like, you know, I don't know. It felt really good to see her for the first time.
Yeah.
And obviously, we've always wanted a girl, and that's kind of like me looking at her like, damn, like this is what it would feel like to like
Yeah, a
have a
girl.
girl,
Hmm.
because we have two little boys, and I was like, I was happy for him. I was happy for my
Hmm.
brother. I was happy that he finally has a daughter of his biologically, and he can actually feel what it feels like to actually have someone that comes from you, and it was special to see. And
She's adorable.
she has so much
She's
personality,
so cute.
like
She
so much
is like
personality.
adorable.
Hmm.
She looks like both of them, really. Because like through
Yeah.
pictures and videos, I'm like, oh, she looks like Sebastian. No, she looks like Yolanda. But now that I see her, like she's like right in front of me, I'm like, oh, she kind of looks like both of them. And
Right.
she has like you said, she has a huge personality. Like just last night, we went out to dinner, and Asher like had his arm around her, like trying to
Mm.
hug her, and she took Asher's arm and went like this, like that, like she pushed him away. I'm like, at 1 years old, I'm like, she just like knows what she wants. She's like, she knew that she didn't want no one touching her,
Hmm.
and she made it clear. She's like,
Right.
I need my space,
Right.
and
Right.
I
Right.
just thought that was like, wow, like at 1 years old, do kids really have all that? Like, I don't remember because Asher's almost 3 years old, and for some reason, like even though it was almost 2 years
Asher had a
ago,
lot of personality.
like even if it was just 2 years ago, like I find myself like not remembering
Hmm.
like how much personality Asher had at that age. So now seeing Kaya at 1, like with so much personality, I'm like, wow, just it's amazing to see.
For sure. And Sanaya being my brother's other daughter, she's so good with kids.
She's
Like
amazing.
she's so amazing with Asher. We went to the park yesterday.
Yeah.
We went to Animal Kingdom, and they were just so amazing together. They were having so much
Oh
fun.
my gosh, laughing, like
Oh my.
so I don't know, sorry to cut you
All
off,
right,
but
all right.
seeing like Asher just like interact like that, like just like fills me up, like just he was cracking up the whole like Sanaya was making him laugh all the time, and she told me I asked Asher, oh, does Sanaya make you laugh? And Sanaya was like, no, Asher makes me laugh. And I thought
Hmm.
that was just so adorable that they
That's
can
so
just
cute.
like have a good time together.
For sure. And Sanaya's like a little like she's like 6 years old right now.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting is like she's 6 years old, and Asher's only
Two and a half
he's
turning
only two
three.
and a half turning 3 in December. And Sanaya is exactly 44 inches, but Asher is exactly 38 inches.
38, 39.
Asher is tall.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, sometimes I'm very surprised how
Because they're
tall
3
he
years
is.
apart.
Yeah, they're 3 years apart. Three and
Three,
change.
almost 4.
Like, Asher's very tall, because that's when we were going to the rides and we were testing out how tall Asher is. And obviously some rides, like the water ride we were gonna go on, he was exactly 38 inches, but we were like not gonna give
Yeah,
it a.
maybe in a few months.
Yeah, we were like, you know what? He's only 2 years old. He doesn't, even though he's tall enough, we don't want to put him in that ride.
I'm glad he actually didn't get on that ride.
Yeah, we didn't put him on that ride. So, but you know, and obviously Sanaa went on a roller coaster, I believe, for the first time, and it was pretty
Yeah, my
interesting to see that.
girl.
Yeah, and her
She had
mom,
so much fun.
right, right.
She's like, we're going again. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, she went twice.
Cause I love, I mean, I like roller coasters, but I think ever since having kids, I kind of like,
Hmm.
for some reason, I'm like a little scared.
Hmm.
But I was like, oh, kid, like, I did it more for Sanaya because she, I know how it is to be a kid. And like, she's just being so, like, she's so happy and she's happy to be at the park that I didn't want to ruin that moment for her. Like, oh, I don't want to go, So
Hmm.
I wanted to go with her so she can, have fun.
For sure, for sure. And then I went with you guys. I was like with
Yeah. Oh, you
uh,
went with the first,
the
like the
first
first
time
time. Yeah.
around, and
Yeah.
I was with this random dude on the left, and he
Yeah.
was just out here screaming his lungs out. But I was so scared. Like the thing is, I feel back then I was not as scared of roller coasters, but you know, I feel like now that we have kids, there's like this weird fear inside of me
Yeah.
that makes me kind of afraid of roller coasters. So every time I go on them now, I'm like, oh man,
I hope today's not the
I'm about
day.
to die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. This is it.
Yeah.
Like the guy put the thing on me. I was lifting, making sure it's tight. I was like, oh,
I can
it's
imagine you
over.
doing that.
But and literally, your seat, you were in front of me. I was literally holding on to that seat
Are you
as
serious?
well. Like I was holding on to it with my other hand while we were
Wait, were
going.
you like this?
Yeah, so I was on like I held the side of the seat, and I also held the back of your seat, and I was just holding it, even though I was strapped in.
Yeah.
But to be honest, there's when you go on roller coasters, there's this point where you feel like you're free falling, like you're just off the seat, like you're not grounded anymore. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's this feeling, there's this pit in your stomach that like you're falling or like whatever. And the seat, like I guess they call it, it's not a seatbelt, but
Um,
it's like a restrainer or whatever.
yeah. I
But
know
yeah,
I forgot
yeah,
the proper name
I
of
don't know what
that.
the proper name is for that, but it basically, that's the only thing that's keeping you there. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Even with me holding and everything, man, if that thing wasn't there, I would have gone flying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the
That's scary to think
that's the
about.
scary thing. That's like that makes me
Well, you're
afraid.
relying on this thing to keep you safe
Yeah, yeah. And
and keeping you alive.
yeah, but I've always felt like what specifically recently, I feel like I've gotten over the fear of death, but because we have kids, it's kind of like, dang, I just,
Like you
I
need to
don't
be
want
there
something to
for
happen
them.
to me because of them.
Yeah.
And that's the fear in my heart because of that. But no, besides that, it was fun. We had fun. My brother didn't go on a roller coaster. He
Oh
just
yeah.
was not having it. He would not go
Yeah.
on it. We did some other fun things, Finding Nemo, or was it Finding
Yeah,
Nemo?
Finding Nemo. We did Life as a Bug.
Life as a Bug, I
Um,
think we did a couple of
we
other
did like two
things.
or three rides. It was a good day. But I do recommend if you're going to Disney, like
Hmm.
you got to do that lightning lane thing
Oh my gosh, there's
because,
so many people
well,
now. Like it's.
thankfully, we went later on in the day,
Hmm.
so around like 4 or 5 o'clock, we waited like 10 minutes per
Right.
line, which was great.
Hmm.
But if we were to go like earlier, like 12:01, you're waiting in line for like 2 hours, and that's not ideal with kids. Like that's
Hmm.
not happening.
For sure, for sure. But yeah, overall it was awesome. We had a fun time. Tonight we're going to another spot. We're gonna be doing like the
Mickey's Not So Scary
Mickey's Not So
Halloween.
Scary Halloween. I think it starts like around 4 or 6,
Four. Yeah.
4 o'clock. So we'll be there. We'll be at the
Yeah,
park. We'll
spend
watch the
time with
fireworks.
family,
Hmm.
make memories. I feel like that's like the stage of life that I'm in right now.
Hmm.
It's like that's what I really, truly, truly in my heart care about. It's like spending time with family
Hmm.
and making memories.
100%.
Like all this other stuff, I'm just like, eh.
Hmm.
Like I just want to be with my family really and do fun things.
Right, right.
I think that's what really matters at the end of the day.
Right. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Definitely agree with you. But yeah, to close out,
Yep.
we'll close out the podcast right now. I think it was a nice episode too.
Yeah,
I think we
we're
talked about
trying to
some fun
get
stuff.
better
But
at it.
yeah, we're trying to get better at
We're
it.
like
But
really, we're
mhm,
learning. We're in the
yeah,
learning
we're
process.
still
We're
in the learning
amateurs.
process. We haven't even uploaded to Spotify or Apple just yet. But
Yeah.
we're just figuring this
Testing the
stuff out, testing
waters.
the waters. But I think this was a fun second episode. First episode was pretty good as well. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, this second episode of Struck by Bell's Cool Down. We'll try to bring you guys an episode every Friday, so definitely
Yeah,
keep it
that's the
locked.
goal.
That's the goal. Every Friday we record these on Thursdays. So we'll basically try to send them out every Friday. And yeah, keep it locked on the channel. Keep it locked on the podcast so you guys could, listen to these podcasts every Friday. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram and on Twitter. Link in the description below.
Definitely, guys. See you guys later. StruckByBelz out.
Bye.